The Chairman, House Committee.
Chief Whip, Chairman Aviation, Chairman Banking, Chairman Air Force, Boma, Deputy Chairman Population and Chairman Population, and our very esteemed guests, AON and the aviation sector that's present here. Good afternoon and you're welcome to the House of Representatives. This meeting has been a long time coming. I think we've scheduled a couple of times, right? It's basically on a very narrow issue, as far as I know. A very narrow issue, and that issue is the issue of what has come to be known as blocked funds. Rather, come up with another terminology, blood forms. We'll think about it. Doesn't sound too good. But the whole idea is to see how we can resolve whatever issues there are, because you're all in business, and business has to move on, but business cannot move on without funds. So I get the simple logic behind all of this. So we'll hear from the airlines. Unfortunately, the other relevant authorities are not here. The CBN, Ministry of Finance, Aviation, everybody's in the villa right now for the ministerial retreat. I just came from there as well. And I met them there, but unfortunately there's a clash of dates unknown to the Committee on Aviation. So they're all there, and it's a 2-day retreat. So, but we'll go ahead, we'll get your submissions, and perhaps fix another date so we can hear the other side. Perhaps so Wednesday or Thursday, maybe. Wednesday or Thursday, right? Thursday. Yeah, yeah. Either one, either Wednesday or because I mean the other side has to be heard as well, and I'll ask you to indulge us, and you may have to come back because it's better for both sides to be. Otherwise, I would have said, you know, after your submission, we'll hear from the CBN and the rest of them, even without you. But I think it's better that you're both together and questions can be answered and we can prefer solutions however best we can. So we'll hear from the airlines. Thank you.
We cannot agree less with the IATA manager that aviation business is international.
Sorry, one second. IATA, did you speak for all the foreign airlines? You spoke for everybody. So,
I spoke.
so we don't need to take any other foreign airline.
Yeah, I think the main point I've been made. Yes, sir.
All right, sorry, I just want to make sure.
So we can agree less with him that aviation industry and business is international, and the denomination there is US dollars. We agree with him that there is BASA. The essence of BASA, more or less, is about reciprocity. BASA is not just about one country transferring money to the other country. I would also want, at the end of these meetings, for this honorable chamber to find out more from IATA and other airlines why we do not have the same number of reciprocity, the number of flights they make into Nigeria into theirs. I also want to put for the record that Nigeria does not have the highest quantum of money of foreign airlines in this country, not only because we don't have foreign exchange, but it's because there is no country in the world where their window of travel to other parts of the world is utilized more than the internal operators. It's only in Nigeria. Because apart from the little effort our colleague and their brother APC is making, every other in and out of flight into Nigeria to other parts of the world is by foreign airlines. That is wrong. The number of flights that United Arab Emirates make into Nigeria or British Airways, I'll stand to be corrected if they make that number as much in other countries that have local operators that are flying internationally or national airlines that are flying internationally, even the United States of America. And I also think that that quantum is also so because of disparity in prices that are being charged. I will want also this House to find out why Nigerians pay sometimes 50% more than other countries for the same number of hours of flight. Getting into the same airport, paying the same charges, and paying the same amount of fuel and cost per hour of flight. We local operators, we are very patriotic. We are concerned about the services Nigeria is getting. We love to compete with foreign airlines, but it is important for us to know that we are concerned about this. However, on the issue of block fund, in my little understanding of English, block fund is money that is blocked. If EFCC blocks your money, you can access it, right? If court blocks your money, you can access it. If government blocks your money, you can access it. So I do not think that foreign airline money is blocked. Their money is in their account. They have access to it. It's in Naira, and they can use it as they please, including investing in Nigeria if they wish. But if that's the international terminology, so be it. But I understand that the policy of Nigeria is simple. We are going through some crisis with foreign exchange because of our earnings that have dropped, and there is I and E window. We local operators have been referred to I and E window. We want to know why the foreign airlines, at what rate, please, let's take note, at what rate to dollar are they converting their ticket? Because if for any reason their tickets are being converted at the rate of the parallel market, that is 700 and something Naira, and they want to come back to get official conversion at the rate of CBN, that must not be allowed. Because we are dealing with a situation where the tickets are already high, the Naira conversion is already high, so that means high ticket and double value, which simply means if your ticket is $1,000 and you convert it to be 740,000 because of the parallel market, and we pay, because I know many occasions people have gone to buy a ticket and are converted at that rate. Then when you get it at 740,000 Naira, then you come back to CBN to put pressure on the scarce available foreign exchange to convert it at 440. That means you are already getting almost $2,000. So I want us, I may not have all the information, but I'm posing these questions and they have answers, and you can also verify it with the records. So if they indeed sell at 440 Naira, why do they do so? When there is already a clear instruction from CBN, manufacturers, industrialists, and other Nigerians should shop from the I and E window. And I and E window is not usually the official rate. So are they contravening the instruction and the policy of CBN? Because being in Nigeria also makes it mandatory that you should obey our rules and regulations instead of dumping all these things on this our country and the CBN. That is one side. Then I come to us at Ailing. Our money is not blocked, but it's in our account, and we cannot use it because 99% of what we need is in foreign exchange. That is why today most of the airlines are operating below their capacity, which is if you have 10 aircraft, you might see 3 of them only flying because 7 is due for service and maintenance. When you see them littered all over, it's not because we don't have money, it's because we don't have access to foreign exchange. And those spare parts that we used to enjoy on credit, which the aviation industry is credit. You take today, you pay tomorrow. We don't have the liberty anymore because you are behind your previous supply. And besides, it is gradually becoming a known thing all over the world that our credit rating is becoming lower and lower. Our vendors will tell us, you as a company, we hold you at a very high esteem. But as a country, we have a problem. So if there is anything this great assembly will do, as always, to create a window for foreign exchange, we have to be considered. And I think also, we have said this in different fora, it will be really unfair for anybody to think that there is something the foreign airlines can do, Nigeria Airlines cannot do. The only difference is funding. I am aware for the records that since COVID, the United Arab Emirates government has put nothing less than $6.something billion to support UAE. To support Emirates. Probably if that fund was not put in there, they would have been worse off than most aviation companies that have crumpled here. It's on record. But I don't think the only thing the entire aviation industry in Nigeria has received as a support is 4 billion naira since COVID. 4 billion naira does not take care of 2 weeks operational cost of airpiece. If we have the support within our employment, we have captains from Emirates, we have captains from Ethiopian Airlines. The aviation industry in Nigeria has grown from strength to strength. And before this crisis, before this foreign exchange crisis, before this aviation fuel fluctuations go through it, we had run, this team you've seen here, had run the fastest and most efficient growing aviation industry in the world. The chairman of aviation, this thing can attest to it. We deserve a clap, please. We're only facing a situation now that is beyond our control. We have done very well. And it is within this period, Mr. Speaker, that we have 3-4 Nigerian airlines signing off for the first time 30 new aircraft, 20 there, 30 there, and these manufacturers have started delivering. The case of airpiece is here with us. So while we are considering the issues in aviation industry, please let us know that if these countries that are frustrating us are enjoying privileges in Nigeria, we must demand also for reciprocate actions. It is on record that during COVID, British Airways coming to Nigeria at will, multiple flights. But during COVID, Airpeace had to do evacuation flight from UK. It took so much trouble for them to get there. Even when they were allowed to get there, the government did not allow the team to come down and do safety check on the aircraft, which is against international aviation regulation. You don't do that. So I want all these things to be factored. IATA manager is here. He's talking about BASA. That BASA should not be biased only against Nigeria. So we want to operate, compete with other airlines, but we also want to have some leverage, not even privilege. We want to have leverage to get there. We are in the business. We can give you how much it costs for 1 hour flight to UK. Nigerians should not be paying 2 million naira for economy. It's not possible. It should be, if you give me everything I need, they should be paying only less than 600,000 naira to go to UK. This is where this money is piling up. We want to defend Nigeria. We want to defend this thing. And this our airline business and the space is huge. Anybody coming into here to operate should respect our rules, should respect us, and then don't just twist either National Assembly or CBN. We are going through a crisis. And the other, finally, if we are supported to do this, I can tell you that in 24 months, 18 to 24 months, this so-called 70% of the world funds in the aviation company in the country should reduce to 10%. Because the 60% of it would have been revenue generated by United Nigeria, Air Peace, and other local operators that are not going to fly out of Nigeria. This is one of the greatest sources of our capital flight out of this country. We can make this aviation money, keep it in this country. I can tell you, sir, all the foreign airlines put together don't have 10% of employment my company provides in my own little effort. They don't. So we need to look inwards. Thank you very much.
Well, we'll give the travel agencies, I hear there's a representative of the travel agency, and IATA wants to respond. But first, IATA, what we just heard was that, one, why you have so much money that you cannot repatriate is because of the lack of reciprocity in BASA and the fact that our own airlines are not giving slots to fly in and out of your country. And that if that was opened up, you wouldn't have as much money locked as you speak, as you say. So that's what I've just heard now. But the conversion rate thing that you talked about, I don't know that IATA is talking about monies already sitting down there and cannot be repatriated. I think they're talking about moving forward. I mean, the conversion rate there, the money they want to repatriate now is at 400 and something, right?
It's about $700 million.
At the rate of 400 and... at the rate of CBN
yes,
rate.
CBN rate. Yes.
So what he's saying is that now you're charging at the parallel market rate.
No, exactly. That's what I need to address, sir. That's exactly what I need to address. Please, Honorable Speaker, if you just
but let me get it right.
Yes.
That you're charging at the
that is
parallel
no,
rate.
That is
tickets,
incorrect.
That's why tickets are expensive. But you want to convert it
no,
at the CBN rate.
No, sir. That is what I need to address. And I will not like us. Please permit me, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, hold on a second.
About finding a way to utilize those Nigerian funds. I really mean that, like you said, necessity is mother of invention. Today, NCA and all the aviation agencies collect landing charges from these foreign airlines in foreign exchange. It's convenient for them because it's also their own source of revenue earning in foreign exchange. I know also that the foreign airlines have a flat arrangement with local fuel suppliers, whereby they agree on future prices and pay in foreign exchange. It's also good for the local fuel supply because their source of foreign exchange for import. Since we have found ourselves in this situation, and if it's not contravening any law, part of the things you might consider is to go into discussion with the NCA, the fuel suppliers, to know if a consideration can be made that some of these Naira funds here can be used in place of dollar to pay these local expenses. That's a suggestion. And secondly, I appreciate your understanding and humility to plead before the foreign airlines. And I also listened to the ITA country rep who said it's not their final decision. In addition, please, this you have told us is a violation of ITA law. That is charging, not allowing selling tickets out of Nigerian foreign exchange. We also expect you to ensure enforcement. You know it. So it's not enough to tell us. They have to talk to their country to decide when it is already known to us that we're in a lawmaking environment and we're a manager who understands the law. Don't allow them to violate law because it's Nigeria. We should also factor it in. You know, that's just what I want to. And moving forward, since we're also expanding the boundaries, I know it's a topic for another day, but the introduction of Nigerian air into the system does not help this matter. We will discuss that later on. But I just want to put it that you might put it as possible discussions that will form part of the final solution to this. So please, IATA, don't choose law to enforce and not to enforce in Nigeria.
Right.
Please.
So, Dr.
Thank you.
Obiora has made the point that Chairman Aviation, the CBN governor, Aviation minister, and the rest of them, perhaps maybe on Thursday, if that's going to work for them, perhaps Thursday, and then we'll communicate, we'll get back to, so we'll have a fuller house. Correct? Yes, you let me know. CBN and, yes. What days going to be. But the earlier the better, especially since the airlines are on the basis of good faith going to revert to status quo. So the earlier we, Mrs. Otialo, I saw you looking away.